Yo, welcome back. Return to the M.A.C. Episode 125. Back in the building another week. Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, man.
How y'all doing? How was Thanksgiving?
Ate good. Ate really fucking good.
For real?
Smoked good.
All the good stuff.
It was good.
Had a nice little time.
It was a good weekend.
Where'd you spend Thanksgiving at? Were you here?
Yeah. I got most of my family here. Went to both grandparents' crib, you know.
Oh, okay.
All links up there, you know how I go there and gotta link up the grandparents' crib, you know. Ate good, chill with the fam.
Did you say both grandparents' house? Like two spots?
Mom and dad's side.
Moving around a little bit?
Yeah.
You always do that?
Yeah, try to hit both of them.
Yeah.
That's where most of the family congregates to, so I go there just to see everybody.
Right.
Instead of just having to go hit many places.
I've never had two grandparents that are anywhere remotely close.
Right.
So
you gotta pick one.
Yeah, it's always and it's always North Carolina.
It's odd. They literally live on the opposite ends, right on the opposite ends of Campbell Avenue, which is wild.
That's too
really right down the street, like boom boom.
My grandma used to live right across the street from each other.
Is it crazy, bro?
Yeah.
It's like, why is this
I'm
like
at my
this?
grandma's house. I walk across the street. I'm at my grandma's house.
Why is this like this?
I don't know.
I know a lot of people that it's like that.
Yeah, it was always like, I never thought about it twice till I got older. I was like, oh, they live right across the street from me, like literally.
That shit crazy.
That is wild.
James' grandma lived right down the street from him. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, right.
Like
That's what I'm saying. Of course, that's my grandma.
They're cousins.
So yeah, but James lived up the street on the corner.
Yeah.
My grandma lived at the bottom of the street. On the other side of the street, my dad's mom lived there too. So it was just like, coming to this neighborhood, it's like, yo, this is my family's neighborhood.
I can all out.
My family on this street.
It's crazy.
Bought up the block. Rick Ross, huh?
Yeah, right.
How about you? How was Thanksgiving for you?
It was good, man. I'm still. I've been cooking the last couple of Thanksgivings.
I saw you on Snap.
Are you working
getting busy?
You see the mac and cheese,
looked
bro?
good.
That shit was real deal. It was good.
It
was way better. Like last year was my first.
You fucked it up
last year. I didn't fuck it up. I did not fuck it up last year.
He said it was awful.
Yeah, he said
it's like straight trash.
No,
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a huge fan of macaroni and cheese. Like I don't eat a lot of it.
Oh,
but
okay, man,
that's what I was thinking, man.
What? I mean, it's okay. It's I just don't need to have it. You know what I'm saying? I'll eat it if it's on my plate. It's just something that's not like a must have for me. So
noodles and cheese, right?
Right. I mean, look, I gave my shot at it last year. I thought it was okay, but it won't that. You know what I'm saying? This year it was that. It was real deal. That
Did everybody else agree?
Yeah. It
All
was
right, good.
consensus. That and made some stuffing. Did the green beans and stuff this year too. So, and all that came out real well,
Nice.
Came out real good, yeah. I didn't do no green bean casserole. I know that's what you like.
Yeah, fuck me up. I'm not coming into your spot.
I know that's what you like.
Stuffing patties this year, guys. They ain't make it.
Oh, don't worry.
I was slapping this year.
I never got a chance to have any.
That's why you did leave yours.
Why was that?
No, I didn't leave it. This motherfucker ate it.
He
ate it.
And then sent a clip of
last year. Right.
Last
you
year,
ate it.
Moss very kindly came over to the podcast recording after Thanksgiving. He brought us some stuffing patties.
That don't mean you're right, brother.
Family recipes.
I said, I'm going to put it in the fridge so we can record. Carl just irresponsibly left it at my house.
Didn't remind anybody
next day,
before I
ate
left?
both of them. And I sent him a video and told him it was great.
That's dirty.
Snooze you
Even you explaining it sounds like a fucked up person.
It sounds like it's right, man. You left it, I ate it. What the
I had to explain it that way so I could illustrate properly to you how little I cared.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
I would do it again.
You hurt my feelings watching
something
that.
here again.
Chris was coming around. They might spin the block.
Let us know.
Have to look out.
Let us know. Because I saw you post something too, and I saw those in the picture.
Yeah,
I scoped them.
Brunch,
I scoped
That's
them.
how much they was slapping. I had to put them with the scrambled eggs, with the turkey and ham scrambled
looked
eggs.
good, man.
It was like a must every the next Thanksgiving morning, bro.
It looked good.
Bro.
What?
Get you some turkey, chop the turkey and ham that you get from your place. Chop some of that shit up,
and you put it in your eggs?
Scramble and cheese with it. Oh my god!
I mean, I'm not saying it's good, but I've just never thought of that before.
Bro, it'll change your life, bro. It'll change your life. I'm just telling you, slap.
What's your hold on? What's your favorite leftover Thanksgiving shit? Like, what do you do with the leftovers? Like, what's your favorite thing to do with the leftovers from Thanksgiving?
It's all going together.
Yeah, I mean, it's making plates. Bust it down in the plates. Definitely the dressing for me. Dressing.
Like stuffing, dressing, or whatever. Yeah. I don't know why do people call it dressing?
Just depends.
I call it stuffing.
I was proud of you
thing.
for calling it stuffing. I almost said something, and this guy dropped a dressing on it.
See, but I don't know which one to use.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know which one is
because in my
proper.
head,
I know it's the same thing.
dressing is liquid because of salad.
Right.
So when I hear dressing, I'm like, it's not
But
dressing.
it's
What are you
called,
talking
they call that because you dress your plate with. It's a part of what makes the plate.
Oh, well, I'm trying to stuff my mouth with this shit. Stuffing.
Big shocker.
Look, bro, we talk about food, okay?
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay, we talk about
It's
food, bro.
crazy.
No, to
If I
answer-
clip that, it's crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
It's crazy.
To answer your question, I like to do a plate and mix a bunch of stuff up together. I like how it tastes together, Thanksgiving food or the sandwich, the turkey sandwich. But I like to put some of the canned cranberry sauce on the sandwich too.
I'm not mad at that, but I do it.
I've heard
The
that.
turkey
I've
sandwich
heard that before.
is one of the most elite sandwiches you can have.
Absolutely.
That next day turkey sandwich. All I need is I don't
ham biscuits and ham rolls.
That's
Ham
fire
rolls
too.
is
That's
like,
fire too.
You can just go in the crib, go in the kitchen, make you a couple of ham rolls right quick.
Yeah, that's fire
fantastic.
Bust
too.
them down.
We don't usually do ham on Thanksgiving. Also,
Okay.
ham is the superior option.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a ham guy.
Ham
for
is
sure.
better
Gotta have
by
it.
far.
For sure.
Gotta have
But yeah, turkey sandwich, that's like just shit. All I need is mayonnaise, salt and pepper on my shit, and I'm ready to go. Miracle Whip specifically.
Yeah, I need a
But-
good turkey hash too.
Turkey hash, I just had some.
I don't know about that.
Different.
Turkey hash, you know what you mean? You ever had it?
before?
I don't think so.
I think I gave it to my other boy.
Nope.
Oh,
Nothing I'm
okay.
aware of.
Next time my mom does make some turkey hash, I gotta put y'all on.
I mean, yeah.
Let me know.
I love turkey hash, brother.
Bro, get you some potato bread. It's over.
See, I like it with the bread too, but I like to eat mine with the stuffing. So
Okay.
I put that shit
see
like in the
that
bottom
working
of my bowl, and then I ladle the turkey hash over top of the stuffing.
Because I always put the gravy over the stuffing, so I can see the hash working.
This
out.
shit is amazing, my brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate the passion that y'all
It is
have
amazing.
because I share this passion.
Yeah.
Some people look at you like you're crazy.
Bro, no, it's different, bro. It's just different.
It really is a special holiday. I told y'all it was my favorite. This is why.
Yeah.
This is why.
This is a lot of good
appreciate
food.
it this year, for sure.
Yep, I went over. So I was with my boy's family the last basically the whole weekend. They got in Tuesday night, I think. I spent Wednesday through Saturday with them.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was amazing. Tons of good food. Ate like crazy. Watched all the games. We were gambling like crazy. Lost a bunch, but that was fun still. And then Saturday, so they're the biggest Michigan fans I've ever met.
Oh yeah,
Michigan,
that was
right,
that was huge for them.
Their whole family. So dad and it's two brothers. By far the biggest. And when I say the biggest Michigan fans, they might be the most enthusiastic about one team sports fan of any sport.
Yeah, they might be worse than you and the Steelers.
They're crazy.
Like
Absolutely
it's
crazy.
Michigan or die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just describing that. I mean, that's
So when I went
serious.
over there on Saturday to watch the game, I was expecting they would lose. Honestly, most of them were like, "This is our best chance that we've had against Ohio State in a long time." I'm not really expecting a win.
Right, it's been like what 17 years or something.
I think
like
it was.
It's something outrageous.
Like 12 to 15. Somewhere
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
been a long time.
But man, the whole game, they were just whooping ass, and it was so much fun to be around people just losing their mind at every play. I was like, yo, I'm a full-on Michigan fan tonight. I'm dapping up everybody. I'm jumping up and down when the plays are going on. It was so much fun. So honestly, that was like the highlight of my week.
What was the final score to that?
They won by 2 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah,
It was like 25, 34, 38, 36.
And
it was a beatdown.
didn't they just run the fuck out of the ball?
Ran over them.
Because I was looking at the quarterback stats and I'm like, that's nothing impressive there. And CJ Stroud had like a great game.
Yeah, he put up a lot of yards and stuff.
Yeah, he didn't throw any picks, I don't think. I remember.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he
No.
threw any picks.
Nope.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened?
They just ran all over. I think they ran for 300 or something like that. It was something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Their running back had 5 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that explains a lot.
That'll tell you how it went.
I'm sure he had a great day afterwards.
Absolutely. Beat the Rockets, snapped the streak, and you're the reason for it.
Right.
He's the toast
He's
of
the man
town
for
right
sure.
now.
Yeah, for sure. My man's not paying for anything right now.
That night.
For
He had
sure.
anything he wanted.
For sure.
Forever now, for real. For life.
Yeah, right.
He good.
He can live off that till probably mid-30s.
Yeah, just never leave
So the
Michigan.
people
Never
forget,
leave
you know?
Michigan.
You stay in Ann Arbor
Thing in your
forever.
life.
Right, yeah. It's always somebody who remembers, you know, wherever you go.
Always.
For real, man. That was fun though. That was a lot of fun.
That's dope, man. Dude, I was working the Liberty game or whatever, and this guy had came up to me and told me about Ohio State or whatever losing. Like, that's crazy.
It just randomly came up? Or?
Yeah. I was talking to him earlier. He was an Alabama fan or whatever. He was like, Harbaugh might get his job, might save his job. Right. And I'm like, yo, I mean, literally, if you beat Ohio State, he probably get another 5 years, regardless of what he does. You can't fire the dude now.
They're going to the Big Ten championship, so they play Iowa Saturday. If they win that, right now they're number 2 in the playoffs. Wow! So if they beat, I didn't know they win the Big Ten and make it to the Final Four. Harbaugh definitely locked up an extension.
It's a wrap.
It doesn't matter how bad the years up until now have been going.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud was 34-49, 394 yards and 2 touchdowns. You think if you give me that stat line before the game, I'm like, they probably walked through them, you know?
Right. You think probably 42-17.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to say the Michigan quarterback's name, McNamara?
McNamara.
Oh, McNamara? Yeah. Damn, that's damn.
That made it really hard.
Oh shit.
It's actually phonetic too.
Oh yeah, dude, man.
I was waiting for him to fuck it up and see how much he fucked this shit up.
Look, bro, I knew it because I heard it so often on Saturday, but I couldn't remember.
It don't read that easily. It doesn't read that easily. I don't give a fuck.
If you're listening to this, look up Michigan's quarterback and read it from Google. It reads straight phonetically.
Oh, whatever. McNamara.
Really is
That's what I said. That's what I said, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I just kind of broke it down a little bit.
You did.
But he was 13-19, 159, and fucking 1 pick.
1 pick, yeah.
He didn't have to do shit.
No.
Have to do a damn
That's
thing.
College.
That's
college. You get a dominant run, and that's what you do for the
Liberty
game.
played Army.
Yeah, Army doesn't pass.
And they fucking ran the ball down Liberty's throat all game.
Hey.
I'm just like, yo.
The triple option is fun to watch, like, for a few minutes.
Yeah, until you realize I don't know what the fuck the ball is.
You don't want to watch a whole game of that. It gets mad boring. But for a while, like, the plays they run are super intricate and shit. It's kind of cool.
It's one of the oldest, like, playbooks in football.
Right, yeah.
Like, people have been running that, like, literally it's probably since the 50s.
It's probably the oldest, at least.
Yeah, seriously, that's like the root of football. Right, exactly. There's all this trickeration with who's got the ball, Right. Oh, I'm running around the end with it, you know?
It's like the 3-point shot in the NBA. It just wasn't there. It wasn't one.
I mean, so I just think it's funny when you see something like that and then like a team can't defend it, and it's like, how far have we gotten from the fundamentals of the game? It's like, well, this is like the primitive football, and now we can't. We're looking around like it's rocket science. Like, we can't stop this.
It'd be like somebody not being able to stop the 4 corners in basketball. It's like, all you have to do is just take the ball, and you're gonna win. Like this style doesn't work anymore.
Right.
But I think you're right. We're so far past rushing it like that. Like, defenses don't even know how to stop somebody that does.
All geared to stop the pass. You
get them one penalty.
Fast ass DBs that can't tackle nobody.
You get one penalty on the offense or one negative play, and it's like, well, fuck. Now it's 3rd and 16, and we have no passing.
Yeah. If you don't have a passing attack, it was the first time I've seen like. I expected Army to do that, but you just don't see college teams or really any teams take, even 75% of snaps underneath the center anymore.
I think all 3 service academies do it.
Yeah.
And Georgia Tech did it for the longest time.
Yeah, they ran that shit for forever.
Didn't they? Was that what Calvin was there? Or did they start it right after that?
I think it was when Calvin was there. I want to say it.
They're one of the last teams that I remember still doing it outside of those Air Force, Army, Navy.
Calvin Johnson was nasty at Tech.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, good shit. Glad everybody's Thanksgiving went well.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good week. I had a blast.
Definitely.
All right, so I want to get this out of the way because me and Moss were talking about this earlier today.
Oh, yeah.
So I Am Athlete podcast, which we've talked about plenty of times on here before.
B. Marsh.
Yeah, B. Marsh. Brandon Marshall's on his mental health stuff at all times. One of the things he started doing with their podcast is kind of random episodes, maybe every 4 or 5, it seems like. They'll do like a check around the room. Where's everybody at? Mental health, financial
and home or something like that.
I was going to say, I feel like there's one more thing, but 1 to 10, where do you rate or whatever? And I thought it was like a really cool idea because it's really awkward
Right.
To talk with the fellas about something if you're having, like, struggling with something. Even though we're all cool and stuff, it's just manly pride and that kind of thing. And I feel like what he was doing kind of like breaks down that, makes it more normal, more acceptable, I guess you could say.
Just had that conversation.
Right. Mm-hmm. So Moss hit the group chat this morning and said 1 to 10, how's everybody doing? And last week, before we recorded, so it was that Monday, I worked like a half a day and then I left. I couldn't finish up work. And that 1 to 10 question, I've honestly been like at a 3 probably for, maybe 6 months at this point. Like it's been going on for a while, and it's one of those things that like you just try to kind of ignore it and expect, things will turn around, it'll get better, and it just hasn't. So on Monday, it just kind of reached boiling point, and y'all know enough about me about past depression, anxiety, stuff that I've dealt with. I always know it's something that if I don't deal with it, it can creep back in kind of thing.
Right. But
I just really been lying to myself bad about how much it was creeping back in and stuff. And on Monday, just tried to put it away, do some things to suppress having to worry about things when you're not feeling good.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. But so Monday I got to a point, like I said, I just broke down pretty much. And it was like, I think there's a big distinction between being suicidal and like wanting to die and being apathetic towards life and just being like, if something happens to me, I don't care. Well, I'm not going to actively do something like to myself or anything like that. And like Monday was the first day that I had that thought happen again, which I've had years ago, where I was just like, if something happens, I just don't give a fuck right now. Like everything kind of sucks. It is what it is. And once that happened, I was like, yo, I need to get help.
Yeah,
like sure. I'm at this step right before that last step where you start having really dark, bad thoughts and that kind of thing. So, I reached out to a couple friends that have basically been a part of this 10-year battle or whatever with depression stuff, and talked to them, got a lot of it out. I feel so much better right now. I'm gonna be getting back into like some counseling therapy stuff pretty soon. But it's so stupid. Like, as cool as we are,
right? I
talk to y'all all day, every day.
Right.
I know y'all ain't gonna think nothing of me. I know y'all already know that this is stuff that I got problems with.
Right.
But because I know y'all don't, or at least to my knowledge, don't really deal with that kind of thing yourself, I was like, I'm not telling them about it. Like, I got a couple other friends that know about depression stuff. I'll talk to them and I'm fine.
Right.
But like, in all honesty, I think that's not like I did something wrong, but that's fucked up to have. To call other people friends, but like hide stuff like that from them.
Right.
So
when you just dealing with shit, you could let somebody know. Cause I've gone through shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of like,
I think we're
person,
right.
Like you, like I stay to myself a lot, keep a lot of shit in, just go through the motions a lot of shit. But it's like shit. I get in ruts where I'm just like, I'm an asshole by nature, but I just get into super dickhead mode. Like, where it's just like, you don't want to have no conversation with me. You don't want to be around me. Like, I get into the mood every now and then. It's just like, try to shake that shit off right now. Yeah, got to deal with it. Start to talk to people. I try to open up to an old lady and all that shit.
Right.
I think just the whole like manhood culture thing is like, some of it is kind of unhealthy. Like what is preached and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like hold all this shit in. Don't cry. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff, right. And it's like, you need help sometimes, and it's okay to ask for it. Like the big part about you is just sort of like, you're just smart enough or experienced enough or whatever you want to call it to identify those things and go and get the help that you need, you know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to be the tough guy and say, what, fuck it, or nobody cares, or, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, it's so many, like, I always tell myself, like, it's so many forces that work, like, against us outside of, like, or just anywhere that you go or whatever, like, regardless of, how they say, no weapons formed shall prosper or whatever. There's so many forces out there that work against you. It's like, you got to help yourself out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the helping hand for yourself sometimes too. And it's okay to ask for a helping hand too. That's one of those things. So, at least you can identify it and go get the help that you need and stuff like that. So that's big for you.
You said experience, and that is what it is. It's an experience of having to deal with this for such a long time now. Like, I've learned a lot of things that I can do better to change that. Right. And it's little stupid stuff, like all the things that they say that you like roll your eyes at about eating healthy, getting sleep, exercising, like all that little things. Right. It just
simple things change a lot.
Yeah, it gives some kind of goal that you're working towards.
Yeah.
When we were talking earlier, Moss, you had mentioned something about like, having kind of like a creative block or going through the motions and stuff. Yeah. And that's a lot of what it is for me right now is like, I don't have any purpose.
Right.
I don't have something that I'm working towards. There's not a goal that I'm going towards. I enjoy being by myself. I don't think I'm somebody that's overly lonely. But like not having family, kids as like something to motivate or to be like the reason why I'm doing this or that, it just feels like, I get up to do nothing. Like, what's the point of this kind of thing? And like you said, man, I know that that's not true.
Right.
I know I don't.
It's easy to fall into that trap, though. I mean, because we live in a like that fucking cookie cutter type cycle of life. Like every day you wake up, go to work. It's the same shit every day. So it's kind of easy to fall into that trap though.
Hey, more so you still working at the crib, bro?
Yes.
So it's probably even more so that you still just been working at the crib. It's been like almost
2 years now.
2 years straight now, yeah.
Right. So form of isolation at a certain point.
That's a lot of ISO time.
Right, for sure.
So that was the last thing that I wasn't sure if I was gonna go all the way here or not, but we're here, and I think this is going well.
Yeah, it's a good conversation.
Like the real problem for me is, for whatever reason, I don't know why this is, but I have like serious anxiety. I have more anxiety than depression. It's real anxiety about new situations.
I definitely feel on the anxiety.
Meeting new people, going to places I haven't been, like things that are really minuscule to most people. It really freaks me out. When I went to Carter's first birthday, I couldn't tell you how nervous I was of going the whole time.
Really?
Like the whole week leading up to it. And I'm like, I know I'm only going there for a couple hours, but I'm going somewhere where I knew I was going to know you and James and maybe Moss.
Right.
I wouldn't know anybody else there. I don't have kids, so like this isn't my element to begin with. Like I was so anxious about that. So it's a cycle for me.
You start to get in your head about it and shit like that.
So it's a big cycle that I got myself into where I do get kind of lonely or like sad that I'm not a part of something. So then I get frustrated with myself because I know the only answer to that is to be around more people.
Right.
And then you get the frustration and it turns to like, honestly, it's shame and embarrassment. Like, why am I this way that I can't even go out? Why am I tripping this much about going to my friend's first son's birthday? Like, this is just dumb. And then that shame and guilt turns into like, you're a fucking idiot. And you get down on yourself. And it's and we're back in the loop again. So that's where the getting help from somebody else, like, is really just lies and bullshit that gets in your head that you're internally repeating. You need somebody else on the outside to be like,
playing tricks on yourself.
Relax. It's not that serious. Like, have you ever thought about this? And just kind of keep you grounded. So that's where I'm at, man. Hopefully,
I think you just gotta remember that you're a cool motherfucker, man.
I gotta let you get that Charlemagne book he talks about a lot of. You got it.
I got it on audio tape.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's just good. Talk about a lot of this.
I haven't read it, but I got it.
right. On audio book, you still ain't read the shit.
I was press play.
Right.
It's a long time ago. I was really copping mad audio books.
I heard that was really good though, and I heard
both of them
was good.
He recently talked about Will Smith's book. Apparently, that's really good and like deep and stuff like that too.
There's a few books out there I want to check out. I want to check out that Ross joint. I heard that was good.
Yeah,
I gotta get back into reading and stuff, man. It's healthy. Instead of fucking sitting at a screen, kind of absorbing all the fucking time, you know?
Right.
I think that's that kind of, because you kind of just sit around and be like, yo, what the fuck have I done today?
Right.
You know, sometimes that's
watch this.
What the fuck have I done today? You just watch shit, but just fucking scroll a bunch of times. That's why I got off of social media. Facebook specifically, because I just don't want to sit there and absorb all of the bullshit that people want to feed you.
Right.
All the time, because it's like you only want to show. Like I don't even like. People always want to show like they live in like this crazy extravagant life or something that they're not, or expose too much detail about their life and stuff like that. And it's just like, you know what? I shouldn't be this invested
It's a lot of mess. It's nasty out there.
You know, I shouldn't like that. It shouldn't affect how I feel.
Right.
So I was like, the only way, like, I feel like there's the Matrix type shit where I gotta disconnect from the machine sometimes. You know, because otherwise I'm gonna go fucking crazy. I feel that shit affect my mood, and I was like, yo, this can't be healthy.
Right.
This has nothing to do with me, actually. You know.
Have you ever heard somebody get off of social media and say they regretted that decision?
I have not. No, I have not.
Never.
Yeah. Right.
Anybody
I thought you had an example.
No. Anybody that gets off of social media immediately tells you how much better their life improved.
It's a drug.
I stay on it.
That feel like they have to like see what's going on, and I know there's some people like that.
Yeah.
They feel like they can't see what's going on their timeline or what's going on, who liking this or whatever.
Right.
Then they get locked in like that, but not like if you really just try and take a break, you're not gonna feel terrible without it.
Right. Like if it's for your mentals, I've never seen somebody like make that decision and think it was a bad decision.
Right.
I know what you're saying. Like that's kind of why I stay on. I do feel like there's like news stuff that is my way of kind of connecting with the world. But maybe if the point is to disconnect, then let that shit go. I don't know. But as already being stuck here in the house, it's tough to turn off the one social aspect that I have. But I think,
I don't even use it to be social a lot of the times.
More
you know,
to be busy.
Right. And so it's like, yo, you know what? You know, fuck this shit. You know, I'm just not going to participate anymore, or at least not for this time until I feel like I'm in a better headspace where this shit doesn't affect me that way. Because you'll just walk around and be mad about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
nothing to do with you.
Have nothing to do with me. So I had to let it go for a while, man. I don't know if it's really made a difference, but I feel like it has.
I think it's a good idea, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, right.
What about y'all? 1 to 10. Where are we at?
Well, what I say? I said earlier I was like a 6'5". I just be getting a little funks, little moods and everything. I think it's mostly because I'm going back to work.
Yeah.
It's like when you chilling and you with family and it's just like, you know, I gotta go back to work. So I was just like feeling a little funk about that shit, but I'm cool. It's all good.
Yeah. I hear you.
Glad daughter back in school, you know what I'm saying? She was out for a little bit, so she was excited to go back.
She didn't get sick. She just had to go home because of the outbreak or whatever. That's right.
Yeah, she went back today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm at, man. I don't know how to rate it. I don't know. I would just say I'm in a good spot right now. I would guess, or I say so. I don't know. I really work hard not to have bad days because I can't. I just feel like once I do that, like, I mean, I try to like come up with the most positive energy I can because I want to feed that shit to like my kids and stuff as much as possible.
They can feel that shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, of course I have bad moments, but I just try to like work myself. Like I said, I really try to work hard to get myself out of that mind state. So I would say I'm in a good spot. I would say I'm in a good spot.
That was a good motivational speaker line right
I
there.
like it.
What is that?
Work hard to have a good day or something like. What did you say? Something like that.
Oh no, I seriously do, man. I mean, like, I gotta like,
to the point.
I gotta coach. Sometimes my daughter wakes up, she's in a bad mood, and like I gotta coach her out of that stuff. And it's like, in those situations, you can't fight fire with fire. If I have like a bad mood and we've done that before, you know, I realize that shit doesn't work. It just makes her day worse. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So like she had a bad mood today. We walked outside. I'm like, you know, how can I make her have a good day? So throw some fucking leaves in the air. You know, we're gonna have a leaf fight before we go to school. Brighten her up. It's just little stuff dope. Like that. You know what I'm saying? Dope. Like I work hard to try to get out of those spots. And I guess, you know, I mean, I don't know if I would do that as much if I didn't have like my kids to look at and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's helpful.
That's dope, though. I mean, you really do got to be intentional about it.
Yeah,
like we're talking about, like there are so many things that can mess up a day if you let it.
Yeah, if you let it, right.
As much as that sounds like kind of BS and stuff, it really is true. And that's why I struggle with all the mental health talks and stuff. Because I know that there is stuff that I can do or that other people can do individually to make their own situation so much better. Right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know, it's hard to just listen to the people that are like, I mean, I got depression, so what am I supposed to do? Like, there's a lot of shit that you could do to at least manage it or be better at it.
I mean, I realized like I gotta I haven't been in a while, but going to the wild and playing basketball and shit or just competing, it's something I gotta do. Like, I got to get that shit out of my system.
I think that competitive.
Yeah, it's something about it. Like, I got to get it out of my system. Otherwise, I just feel, I don't know. I feel fucked up a little bit. So,
I think that's poker for me.
Oh yeah, right. You got to have something, some kind of relief, you know, to get that shit or whatever you're going. Everybody's going through something. Like, we have this saying that with Rhino that I work with or whatever, that you never know who's going through a storm. And you got some people, they might be going through a storm, but they're on a yacht. You got some people that are going through a storm, they're on a canoe. Some people going through a storm, but they're fucking drowning. You just never know what somebody's going through.
That's facts.
That's good though. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that because it's still a storm.
It's still a storm.
Even if you're on the yacht, I don't think people think about that. Like, when you look at somebody that has it better than us,
right?
Quote unquote. Yeah. Calvin Ridley is the one for me. Yeah, So some of the mental health talks that happen, I'm very sensitive to them, and I know I am because of all this shit. But I don't want to say all I kept thinking about, but Monday when I was really in the midst of it, multiple times it popped in my head, Ben Simmons shit. And I was like, this stuff really pisses me off because, like, I feel like lowest of the low right now. I'm in the midst of a really bad breaking down Monday morning. And this is something that gets like thrown around, not just by him, but in general as like, I got mental health problems. I can't do this. And it's like, it's a lot more serious than that. But I think I got sidetracked. Calvin Ridley was the better example because, like, he's somebody that's on a yacht.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
he's on a yacht, and everybody else is like, how could you give up football? How could you give up all this money right now because you just don't feel good? Right. And I think people lose sight sometimes that yacht can still be rainy. And if my man is sitting at home thinking about killing himself, which I don't know if that's the case. Right. If that is the case, then fuck football. Right. Football doesn't matter if that's where you're thinking about. Yeah. Did y'all see what happened with Everson Griffin? He's Vikings dude last week.
I know he's not playing, right?
He like went crazy on social media, was talking about people are out to get him and stuff. He was like waving a gun around. I did hear. He was like, the gun is registered. Dalvin Cook got it for me. It's kind of a weird little name drop to throw. Right. He went through his shit. But they apparently have known that he's had mental problems in the past, and they ended up like the team had to call police over for like a wellness check and stuff. He's apparently checked into some kind of hospital at this point.
Right, yeah.
Stepped away from the team.
You never know what folks are going through,
man. That was crazy as hell. That's just a random IG meltdown. Who knows how many other people you got stuff like that's not on live.
Ben Simmons. I know you're talking about his mental health stuff, but you guys haven't seen the reports about him recently? No. That like he's like depressed and stuff like that because he's going broke, they say.
Oh wow.
And say that's what the report said or whatever. Reportedly he's going broke. There's like some close friends or something like said that like apparently he has like these terrible spending habits that he continues to do even though he's not getting like game checks and he's getting fined and stuff like that.
I did not know that.
Say crazy spending habits like buying a new vehicle every month.
Oh boy.
Type thing. Hundreds of thousands of dollars just for that.
It's a wild twist.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean, you would think though, like,
then you know what people gonna say, just play, bro.
No, right. Well, that or they'll say that, or just stop buying the cars.
Right. Yeah.
But multiple solutions.
But to him, like mentally, that might be what makes him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that in his head. Right. Like, he's used to being around like the most lit celebrities. So, when what he did, Kendall Jenner or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you might be trying to keep up. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Or like fulfill this image that you've brought to everybody or everybody perceives you to be. And I don't know. I mean, it could be working hard against them, now. So I thought that was interesting. I was like, damn, it's only been a couple months. You call him broke already. He's made millions of dollars in the league. I think he gotten 60 million of his contract already or 90 million of his contract already, something like that.
Tricking up.
A big number.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
sheesh.
No doubt. Well, that was all I had. I had to get that out, but I ain't trying to cut anybody off. If y'all have anything else to add to that, or we can jump into basketball.
That was good, man.
Let's jump in.
But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I feel much better right now.
Definitely.
Basketball. I've been I don't want to say more interested in basketball than football, but I've been getting into the NBA season here lately.
It's been good, man.
It is. I feel like
you should start checking in the regular season where it's kind of crazy out here.
I see something every now and then that piques my interest.
Yeah.
The Warriors are incredible.
They're 19-2, right? Or some shit like that.
I saw something the other day that said that right now they're on pace to go 80 and it was 2 games better than their last season.
73-8 or something like that.
Yeah. Something like that. So I guess it would be 74-8 to get the 82 games. 74-8. How is that possible? How are they on a better track right now than they were when they had possibly the best team ever assembled? And how fucking unfair is it going to be to add Klay Thompson and James Wiseman relatively soon to the team that's already head and shoulders above everybody else?
I mean,
what the hell?
I know y'all have my things to say about stuff in the past about being able to lead a team and all this.
No doubt.
But you can shut me the hell up about saying that ever again. Because this motherfucker is literally I think we need to start talking about him. If he goes and wins a championship, I'll just leave it at that. But if he goes and wins a championship this year, we got to start having him in the conversation as one of the greatest of all time.
To me, he's already top 10.
Not just the greatest shooter, but one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
because that one just is he checks off all the boxes.
I'm with you. I think that criticism at the moment was valid about him not leading the team.
Right.
But like you said,
they had
at
this
point,
was so stacked. Even though they did draft all these guys, but these are great guys that they drafted and it turned into something great. But it's like once you show you can do this with fucking Jordan Poole and Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins, who've been playing pretty good.
Right.
Hey, Wiggins is playing the best ball of his career.
He's playing
sure.
Like consistency wise. Sometimes it just takes a guy to know his role. Or to not have all the pressure lumped on you,
definitely.
To be,
he was no one pick on it.
Yeah. Drake had a whole song about him.
That's crazy.
Draft day. A. Wiggins.
It's a lot of pressure. And he had Canada, he's stamping them.
Yeah. So it's, sometimes it just takes a person to know their role, man. It's There's too many great basketball players out there. You just because you was drafted number 1 overall in one draft doesn't mean that you're going to go and walk into the league and be the best player. It just doesn't work like that. You can, sometimes you guys just know your role and you can be a Hall of Fame quality player if you do that well enough for long enough. So, yeah, I mean, what the Warriors are doing is certainly impressive, man.
I think he benefits as well just from the fact that they play beautiful basketball. The way they play the game is just gorgeous. Everybody passes and stuff. Like it'd be hard to imagine anybody that could go to that team and not get a little bit better.
Spurs, but fun to watch.
Agreed.
It's
100%.
That's I used to always tell people when I used to watch the Spurs. Like if you want to teach somebody how to play basketball, you put on the Spurs and they'll teach you how. But I mean, you can do that with the Warriors. You just don't have the talent. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you don't That's just Curry.
It. Right. You just don't have it. It's just it. But they move the ball. They play the game like it should be. The open man gets the ball.
Right.
Unless Curry's just on fire. But, it is what it is. He's always the open man.
Right.
Regardless.
Yeah.
But that's how they play basketball. You got to respect that, man. You got to respect that.
Yeah.
And when Klay gets back, it's on.
It's amazing to watch. I ain't going to lie.
Do you think when they get those 2 guys back, what do they do with the roster? Like, I guess I'm curious if they're just planning to mix these guys back into the current team and everybody's playing time will adjust a little bit. Or if you're already at this level and you're getting back those 2 pieces, would you flip that for a piece that could be more beneficial?
You talking about trading them?
Not Klay. I think if Klay and Wiseman come back, the thing that would make sense would be getting rid of Poole.
Yeah. Having Poole come off the bench is a great thing.
Poole and Wiseman could be something that you could flip for a valuable piece, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think you would just run it back with the guys that you've got and add them in, or would you try to make a move?
I wouldn't make no move. I wouldn't
say this season, in the season, I don't think you flip them because they're playing so well right now. So you got to keep that
team chemistry going. Is huge for me.
Yeah. They've been playing so well together.
I really think, and that's why I'm usually so against like that whole like microwave instant gratification, like, oh, let me build a team with all these superstars and stuff. Because it's like, you know, you can have a collection of great players, but don't make them a team.
They gotta have time.
It's just something I truly believe in, like, you know, getting guys, or like, I feel like they've been strategic on the kind of players they've added to their rosters. Like, they know what's a personality fit for their team and cultural fit and stuff like that. And I think you, as a GM or a scout, like, you got to look like past the talent at a certain point and look at like what works for your group, your locker room and stuff like that as well too. Like, all talented players are just not going to work or play well together.
I agree. And I mean, I think when you're so much better than everybody else, it's hard to say that anybody should be making a move.
Right.
Like, you're at the top already.
You don't want to break this up while shit going good.
Exactly. It is. I just don't know. It feels like it's too many pieces. Feels like too many pieces if you've already got a full team worth of contributors and you add a player of Clay's caliber and what they expect.
I think it probably will shake some things up a little bit.
There's a lot of players getting more minutes than they ever would. Like Gary Payton Jr., he's not supposed to be in rotation. Like, he's not a player that's supposed to be getting a lot of minutes, but he's getting minutes because they need him.
He's been really
he's been good. Yeah, he plays some. He be locking up too.
Yeah, of course.
And what's his name? Porter Jr. He comes in and gets you some threes and all that shit. They got guys that typically wouldn't get as much playtime as they would with Clay and Wiseman back.
So they just go down a little bit.
Yeah, so their minutes just gonna go down. And it just makes you deeper for the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's what you really want.
And if an injury happens,
I would keep him for that. And then it's, you know, you want to keep those players around because Clay's not gonna come out there and play a full game.
Right. I think they're gonna be very careful.
You got to. You have to be
less than. I think he'll be like a 15-minute a game for the first multiple weeks.
12, 15 minutes per game.
Right. Yeah.
That's maximum what you can expect from Klay Thompson. No, some nights he might give you 30 points in that 15 minutes. Yeah. So that's cool. But they're going to take it slow with him and probably ramp him up towards the end of the year.
So. Did you see his press conference last week?
I didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it.
It was really it was cool to see him talking about it because, like, you could feel, like, the passion that he's talking about. He was just like, I've been gone for 2 years. I want a championship so bad. He's like, we're 19-2 right now. And they're adding a player like me and James. He's like, it was just really, you got to check it out. It was really dope hearing him talk about it because it wasn't some generic like player speak. Like,
I've seen
ready to rock.
I've seen him out there shooting too. I mean,
with that 77 on.
Yeah. It's Klay Thompson. That's why I don't think like the knee injuries. If Derrick Rose, that's going to change his career.
Right.
He was an explosive player.
Yeah.
That's not Klay Thompson. He lives on the fucking wing.
Yeah.
He's going to, all you got to do is give him the ball. He doesn't need to dribble. He doesn't need to do any moves. He's going to put the ball in the fucking goal.
Just need to pull up.
That's it. Oh, wow. Spencer Rattler leaving Oklahoma?
Yeah.
No, when did that come down?
Well, you know, he got benched midway through the year, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was not even midway. It was like after the first 3 weeks or something.
I mean, from the moment that happened, I thought it was clear he wasn't going to stay at Oklahoma. But their coach just took the job at USC 2 days ago.
Oh,
Lincoln Riley.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Randomly, like nobody knew this.
Yeah,
it was a big shock.
Cold world,
right? I mean, he's supposed to have a great job at Oklahoma, right?
He does, he does already. So
not as great as USC.
There's so much.
Yeah, the USC job has like a lot of fucking clout to it.
Because you know, there's mad conference realignment taking place, right? I don't know if it's just for football, but Oklahoma's going to the SEC. Like,
as they should.
There's multiple Big Ten teams going to the SEC. So. I don't know if I mean, like y'all said, USC's job is already a highly a job everybody wants.
Yeah, facts.
And then if you're gonna have to go into the same division as Alabama, might as well get me the hell out.
Yeah, right. But never win again.
I did my thing here at Oklahoma. Pounded out multiple quarterbacks that were great in college. I'm going.
The Spencer Rattler thing got to be pretty nuts though for him, like to go from
Heisman candidate to
he was expected to be the number 1 overall pick, and you get benched after 3 weeks or something like that. He wasn't good. At no point was he good. Like, he deserved to be benched for sure. But I mean, this dude had like endorsement deals and shit. You know, he got 2 vehicles before the season even started. He got like a Ram
Because he's one of those names that's been highly touted since high school.
Yeah. He got some money.
He's been somebody in the spotlight for a minute.
2 cars and some money or something, like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's crazy.
And I just wonder, like,
he was already rich before too.
Oh, was he? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. I mean, that kind of defeats the point.
Because that QB1 show is what I know.
Oh, because I was gonna say, like, I wonder how that affects like younger players, like development. Like, do you keep working as hard? Like,
life come at you fast.
I guess it just depends on what the motivations are for this guy. But
you know how they talk about like champions, though? Teams that once they've won a championship and that same fire not being there.
Right. It's got to be hard.
It's not like they're not still giving a lot of effort to football or whatever. It's
once
just that like
threshold,
deep down fire in your belly. I've got to get this kind of thing. I think you're probably right about like some kids. If they get a big deal, I wonder if that plays a part.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to. And I mean, it might be a good way for like the NFL just kind of weed out those guys before they even get
probably so
to get to the money.
I told you it could work out because you don't want them people on your team. You don't want that to be your quarterback.
Right. They'll just never make it here. They'll never.
You want the guy that's achieved this. It's like, I'm ready for the next one. Like a Tom Brady. I'm ready for the next one. My favorite ring is the next one. Fuck if I get this, I'm ready to get the next one. That's the guy you want leading your team.
That dude is maniacal.
All day.
Not too many like him.
There's nobody ever. Literally nobody ever. So I'm telling you, like, I mean, whose dick you got to suck to be Tom Brady? Let's be real about it. Whose dick did he have to suck?
What?
Let's just be real about that for a second.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Would you say your favorite Thanksgiving food was?
Oh, no.
Just saying.
Stuffing.
Yeah, man.
Stuffing. Yeah, you said you wanted to stuff it all in your mouth.
I ain't saying that I would do it, but I was just saying, I'll just ask it. Whose dick you gotta suck? I'm not saying I would do it, but it's a question that needs to be asked and answered. Needs to be answered.
I think you're the only one asking that question.
Yeah, I'm okay with not knowing. I'm all right with not knowing.
I need to know before I go.
Before you go where?
I need to know before I go.
Before I go.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to know.
That's wild.
Oh man, I don't know how we got there.
I'm just saying, the guy's had a storybook fucking life. He has, bro.
He has.
That's what happened when you wanted the greatest, man.
No, it doesn't.
The story just tells itself, bro. Like, what you
it doesn't. You don't get the model wife. You don't get the fucking 18 championships. You don't get the best career of all time.
Pretty easy
for kind of makes sense.
These groups.
I'm sorry.
Gets the model
Excuse me. The model wife that makes more than you do.
All right.
You don't get that.
Now you're
Excuse me. Not an Instagram model. It's fucking worldwide. Okay.
Hey,
you're right about that.
King needs a queen, man.
You get to play for the best coach in NFL history. I mean, come on.
Are you saying like this road was mapped out for him?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Paved this way for him to be this.
I'm not saying that, but if it is, I need to know how.
You know the story. You know the story. How many times it's been told? The last pick in the draft, 199.
He wasn't the last pick in the draft.
He was.
He was a 6th round pick.
Yeah, I don't think he was.
7 rounds in the draft. Yeah, it's not a
last of the 6th round. Last of the 6th round.
He wasn't. Yeah, but yeah.
You seen his combine? He looked like a bum.
I think the answer
Turn to the greatest
is
of all time.
I'm going completely blank on the quarterback's name, but the guy that he took over for.
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe.
That's the answer. You gotta have a guy go there.
Suck.
Drew Bledsoe's dick.
I think that's the one.
That's Drew Bledsoe.
From that point forward, his life changed.
Life changed dramatically.
Tell me you can find a different starting point.
It did. It changed dramatically. One play.
Well, we solved that riddle. What else you got for us?
I don't know. Maybe come up with another one later on.
We gonna just keep this all over the place right now. Did y'all happen to catch the Gonzaga Duke game Friday night?
I caught some of it.
No, I didn't see any of it. Did my boy Chet ball out?
Craziness though.
Chet looked really good. He held his own, which I needed to see that because whoever it was that they had just played a couple games before, he didn't play very much against. So I didn't know if they were kind of babying him or what. Maybe he was just in foul trouble. But no, that dude's a problem. I mean, he's as expected with his
Yeah, I was
height and
saying,
stuff. He's a difference maker down below on defense.
It's kind of good.
Yeah, he's just got to
And the
get some more
stuff he does
size
on
man.
offense is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got to get size. Like, I mean, he got the height, of course, but all he needs is to bulk up. Not even a lot. I mean, KD didn't become a fucking workout warrior. He's not in there tearing the weights up.
Right.
He's got to get a little bit more like man strength. You know, he's still built like a high schooler kind of. It's like Twig. So. You know, this guy could be snapped easily. But the basketball game is all around great. I mean, there's nothing on the floor that he's not capable of or can't do. So
yeah,
I like him. I like his game a lot. I mean,
he is moving.
Well, you got to check out the kid from Duke.
I heard he was really good too.
Banchero is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it in the Kentucky game because the other freshman they got, Keels, dominated that game. He just caught my attention more. Pause. Banchero was ridiculous.
He was.
They were talking about, you know how they get a little extra, the announcers during the games and stuff, but they were saying like game-wise, they compared him to like a mix of Melo and Durant.
Oh, well, damn.
Yeah.
That's a scoring machine.
He's got a mid-range.
Right.
6'10", 250.
Yeah. That dude's going to be a problem. He's going to be number one pick.
Because UNC all day, but that motherfucker is a
Whoa,
problem.
I mean,
he's going to be number one.
He's already 250 pounds. I mean, shit.
He's bigger than LeBron.
He doesn't look. I didn't think he looks that way. I'm surprised to hear he's 250. He looks really skinny.
So many of these basketball players, man.
He's 6'10", so
it don't matter, man. So many of these basketball players be like 6'10", 190.
Yeah, right.
6'10", 200 pounds.
Chet probably weighs less than I do.
He's 180.
Yeah,
something.
he's way less than I do.
Yeah, he's 6'7". Oh no, I'm sorry, he's 7 feet.
7'2", I think.
7'3", something like that.
195.
Yeah. He's small. That's what I'm saying. So many basketball players are you built like that. You could play at NBA today.
Yeah. Oh, Banchero.
No problem.
Banchero would be a legitimate player right now.
Yeah, no problem.
Maybe not all-star, but like he should be in the league currently.
That's a fact.
Chet can't come in and dominate the NBA today.
Right.
He's not strong enough.
Gonzaga,
yeah, he needs he could use a couple years.
Probably.
Honestly.
So, probably.
Just to
He's
bulk
like
up.
LeBron at his biggest, but Durant's height. What the fuck?
Right.
What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, Gonzaga, they both look, they're both fun teams to watch. You watch some college basketball and you can get some really ugly basketball out there.
That's a fact.
But Duke's just got so many one-on-one stars, and Gonzaga plays that beautiful Warriors basketball. Right. They're back cutting like crazy.
That's the only thing about, I don't know if I can trust Chet because he went to Gonzaga. Because like how many great players from Gonzaga do we see ball in the NBA?
They've more recently become the powerhouse.
He's awful, right? It's fucking. That's what made me think of it. Like that guy was trash.
Gonzaga, though.
Doing the same shit over and over.
Yeah.
They've become more of a legitimate powerhouse though. Like the last 5 years, Jalen Suggs last year was top 5 pick.
Yeah,
he's been solid, but I think you're right. I don't think there's a lot of NBA success out of Gonzaga.
Magic just keep drafting.
I can't remember any of them.
The flashiest guard.
Oh, Kelly Olynyk. The god Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah.
First name that popped up.
He's nice. Of course. We can play.
Yeah, there's not many. I mean, there's guys that are in the league, but nothing serious.
Right, no superstars. As far as good as that program is, you know.
Yeah. I haven't thought of them as legitimate championship contenders until the last 2 years. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah.
Good.
I have to check them out though.
Hooping so far.
What else?
What else we got?
Man, y'all just want to get on to this football shit, man.
Let me knock out a couple small basketball things because we actually don't have any music anyway.
Oh yeah, that's facts.
Did y'all see these stats on Anthony Davis? They were going around a couple days ago.
No.
Was they bad?
Like historically bad. Oh, I'm so mad I don't have it. I thought I saved it.
Yeah, the Lakers been all over the place.
He had something like the lowest 3-point percentage in NBA history this year.
Oh shit!
For players that have attempted more than 2 threes per game.
And him and Russ on the same team.
He's got the lowest mid-range shooting percentage of anybody in the NBA that qualified with a certain amount of attempts, and something else. So all this to say, every time I watch him play, I'm equally blown away at how skilled he is and absolutely furious at how much of a pussy he plays like.
Yeah.
He refuses to go within 18 feet of the basket. And now when they quantify these numbers and show how terrible shooting jump shots he is right now, there's no excuse. If you're the Lakers, you have to tell him you're not allowed to take these shots right now.
Get on the fucking
get inside and man up.
He was always shooting a little bit, but he would play a lot more inside. After he hit that, what was that game winner in the bubble?
Yeah.
That game winner in the bubble when he wore the gold Kobe's.
That's what changed it?
After that, he thought, I'm pulling up whenever I want now. That's what changed it. When that championship year, when he hit that game winner in the bubble with the Kobe's on, I think it was Kobe night, too. Wasn't it like a Kobe night or something like that?
Man.
Probably was 824 in the bubble.
Yeah. He thought he could pull it whenever he wanted. Then that's not your game, brother.
That's, again, it's just so hard to get
you turn it into poor
great players to buy into a role. Like, clearly, this is not what helps your team. And
with them having injuries and shit, so he probably feel like you got to do it more now. It's like, come on, bro.
Man, nobody should be able to stop Anthony Davis on the block.
He shouldn't.
It's just not a 4 or 5 that should be able to consistently. He can move. He's fluid with movement. You know, he's not one of these big stiff guys. I mean, look, he should be able to put moves on somebody and get to the bucket pretty much every time. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Is like I said, I'm blown away with his talent because he plays like a guard straight up. But if you can't shoot like a guard and you're 7 feet tall, what are we doing?
Just get to the basket, man.
Really easy move.
Nobody's stopping that.
No.
Nobody's going to stop it.
Not just while LeBron was out. They weren't just running pick and roll with him and Russ.
All day
long. Nobody can stop it.
All day.
You can't stop that shit all day long.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
They let the Russ dribble, and then they'll give it to him in the post, and AD back out and step out a little bit more and shoot a jumper. It's like, yo, what is this? What is y'all doing?
We're now at about 20 games into the year.
Yeah.
And they're 11-11.
Yeah.
But I don't think. Do y'all think they're going to turn it around? Do you think this is just a situation where they got to get familiar and they'll end up being great?
It's still early. You know what I'm saying? I think they have opportunity to turn around. I won't say it's a sure thing that they will, but they got plenty of opportunity to do it. But, you know, it's still a whole new team. This is a whole new roster.
Right.
First time playing with each other, first 20 games or whatever. They still got to figure it out. Plus, LeBron being in and out the lineup. You know, Russ trying to find his way in the fit.
That clearly doesn't help. I don't think they're going to end up being a real contender. I think they'll end up finishing the year 5th seed or something like that. But I think the pieces that they have don't fit, and I don't think that's going to change by them playing basketball together.
I'd say they win less than 50 games.
I think at their best, they're still a top 5 team in the West. If they reach the level they should be, because they should be better than Dallas. They should be better than Clippers if Kawhi don't come back.
Do you think at their best they're anywhere close to Suns or Warriors? Suns are the other team.
Suns and Warriors, they on fire right now. So I'll say they probably won't come nowhere close to them if they keep this up for the rest of the season because they on fire.
I can tell you why.
They're always going to be in that top 3, top 4 situation.
I believe in them too, for sure. I
can tell you why they're not going to be that good because none of them are at their best anymore.
No.
That's just the plain facts of it.
It really is.
Their best now is mediocre. Unfortunately, like I mean, not to say that compared to what they were. LeBron he's a great player, but I mean, is he LeBron of 5-6 years ago? No, he's not. But we know what Russell Westbrook's not. Dwight Howard, you know what I'm saying? Melo. I mean, these are all-time great players.
They got some guys.
They're just not...
A lot of Hall of Famers.
You can't just throw them together, though. And they're not the same player they used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not their best anymore. It
reminds me... Well, they're not that old, though. It reminds me when the Lakers had picked up Gary Payton and Karl Malone.
Yeah, right. What do you expect to do?
But they was like in their late 30s.
Yeah, they were really at the end.
They got to have the oldest active roster in basketball. It can't be close.
It's not even close.
Sure. They said that at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just that they're not the same players they used to be, and they're not at the same points of accepting that yet.
Right.
Melo took the last 3 years of abuse to get to the point where he knows he's a role player now. Right. And he finally fully fits in as the 3-point guy for that team. And he's got his role perfectly in place. Russ isn't like, he's not old yet. I don't think he's like on a
Russ
decline
still
from age, but he just
he is what he is.
He's got to set in his ways.
Right.
I don't think his game has fell off.
I wouldn't say that, but he is what he is at this point. He's not going to get any better.
Right.
We can all agree there. It's just not going to happen at this point.
Yep.
The ceiling is reached for him, and everybody else is on the way down.
Pretty much.
It's really just all depend on health, man. At the end of the day.
Which is not good when you're the oldest team.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. So,
it's hard to bet on, you know.
Man, you never know. You never know what'll happen.
Actually, they're very easy to bet on. You just bet against them every time right now. I'm making a lot of money against the Lakers.
I've definitely hit a couple times on guys getting triple doubles just against the Lakers.
Go against the Lakers.
Defense is awful. It's kind
been
of
that way, though.
It's happened like 4 or 5 times where point guards have literally got triple doubles just against the Lakers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow.
The Knicks are giving up career highs to random bench guys too. That's something I'm keeping an eye out for.
We're one of those teams too. It's bad. We play guards. Guards be eating our ass up.
Garza?
Guards.
Oh, I was going to
guards,
say.
Period. Any
Dude
guard
from Iowa
that can get a bucket be dogging us.
I like that. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's not a good look.
Defense.
Schroeder does not. That is not what I'm here for.
He was getting ate up, bro. That shit is terrible. But hey,
Well, the last thing I had written down is kind of about your team. Enes Kanter. Seen anything about Kanter?
That boy Enes is freedom now.
Boy, he is on a roll.
He was on LeBron's ass.
He was.
Yeah,
Right?
so give you a little story here. He's been on LeBron's ass ever since back when Daryl Morey got in trouble for the China comments.
Yeah.
Because Kanter's outspoken about a lot of political stuff. He's been loud about Turkey and all his homeland, but he was all over LeBron for not standing up for the Chinese people or whatever. And then did you see the shoes that he wore against him?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's nuts.
What shoes did he wear? I didn't see that.
He wore some custom shits with like the president of China putting the crown on LeBron bowing in front of him.
Oh, wow.
That shit was crazy. That's
he took it there.
Yeah.
I was just wondering why he has so much like hateful energy for LeBron, and I'm like, oh well, I guess his cause is pretty righteous. So I don't know. I don't know where I stand, honestly.
After the LeBron thing, he was on TV on one of these news stations like 2 days later, and they're basically asking him about the LeBron stuff, and he pretty much says, "Well, LeBron's not the only one. Michael Jordan has never done anything for the black community, and he only cares about shoe sales and shit." Like, Kanter is out here calling out everybody.
He gonna come up missing out here. He keep fucking around.
Yes. And then the last thing is he's now officially changed his name to, he became a U.S. citizen and changed his last name to Freedom. So he's Enes Kanter Freedom, and that goes into effect like tomorrow.
Who
or
does he
something
think
like
he is?
that.
Meta World Peace?
Yeah, they need to link up.
Is, bro?
They need to link up.
I ain't gonna lie, man. He's kind of getting on my nerves now.
Well, I was curious what
I ain't
y'all
gonna
thought
lie.
about this, and
It's the truth, though.
Now I'm more
I mean,
interested
he's
in
not telling any lies, and he's standing on it. I have a lot of respect for people who say what the fuck they mean and don't give a fuck about what other people think. So I mean, I like it. Cause he's not, I mean, it's the truth at the end of the day. Not to say that LeBron should, necessarily, I don't know, go up to Nike and say, don't make no more of my shoes or our business is done or whatever. But he is pointing out like hypocrites and stuff like that. Like, and just letting you know and exposing it. And I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, is it the truth or not? It's not like he's out here telling lies about people. So, I mean, how can you get mad?
I'm torn too, because honestly, everything you just said, I agree with. But I also am more of an individual. Everybody should be able to do what they want to do if they're not, if it's not a violent situation.
Right, for sure.
Right. So if he wants to stand up for all these causes he feels passionate about, that's really cool that he's willing to do that and put himself out there or whatever. If LeBron doesn't, if Michael Jordan doesn't, gives a fuck. That's not your place to make them do that.
Oh, for sure.
But at the same time, like you're saying, if there's a just cause that you're really standing up for, you got to call out the big people that aren't doing the same. So
right.
I'm with you. I think what he's doing is okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm not a fan of him just going on a rampage, calling out everybody else that doesn't support the same stuff that he does. But boy's about it. You can't say he's not really into it.
I mean, it is a fucked up like business scheme, or I mean, it's been used for forever. It's fucked up.
What's that?
Just using using
Slaves.
children, pretty much slaves, paying them nothing to make these shoes and shit that you're selling for $250 or whatever it may cost. And I mean, the bottom line, you're not paying anything for it, So I mean, it's fucked up. Ultimately, you got these people working in sweatshops, like whole families and shit. I mean, I've never actually seen one, but we know that they're fucking real. We know that this occurs, this goes on, and it's not just. It's every company that does it. So it's a lot of things
that everybody has. I
heard
is being made by somebody.
Well, when it says made in China, you might as well think that it's a little boy or girl somewhere sweating making this shit.
I wonder how accurate that is.
I don't know.
As I don't know of a whole percentage.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I know it could be 100%. It could be one.
Victoria's Secret uses prisons.
I've heard.
I've heard that before.
Clothing companies.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's free labor.
It's the cheapest labor.
It's the cheapest labor you're going to get. It's still fucked up. I mean, you can say whatever you want. These guys are criminals, whatever. But I'm saying is the bottom line, morally.
I don't think they're forced to
fucked up.
Usually, I think in a prison,
you got to sign up for the job.
Yeah,
you got to sign up.
I don't have any problems.
Dollars on the hour.
I don't have any problem. I mean, if that.
In prison,
something like that. Yeah, it's nuts.
I'm just saying, it's fucked up, and then they charge you all of this shit. I mean, it's just a money scheme when they really could afford. I mean, it's fucked up in the grand scheme of things when you think about like poverty and stuff like that. Like, okay, so you could give people good paying jobs to do this.
It's a great thing,
and it really wouldn't, like, yeah, you would lose some money, but ultimately you'd still be making a fuckload regardless. So, I mean, it's just morally, the shit is all fucked up all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't fault him for going so hard on his stance like that. Because, I mean, like I said, the shit he's saying is true, and he clearly has a passion behind it. And ultimately, if we have more people like him, it'd probably be a better place in the world.
Yeah, and I don't have any problems with people being like him if they really are about that. I guess the stuff when people are like calling out
Kyrie.
I've backed Kyrie on multiple times when I felt he was
on the side here lately.
I ride for Kyrie when he's on the right side, but I don't have any problems with. I don't like it when people try to like pretend to be interested in something so that they look good, and I don't get that vibe from Mr. Freedom.
Mr. Freedom.
Don't believe that. You gonna cop that Freedom jersey?
That Freedom jersey.
That's probably pretty hard.
We could have did this while they was in the bubble when they
had. It wouldn't be the same though. Putting freedom up there when everybody else has freedom, equality, and racism.
Freedom's out there joining the bubble. But
might be where you got it.
I ain't mad at him. I mean, it's kind of getting to like, all right, we get it.
It's a little preachy
because it's one of those things where it's like he's not that big of a player, so it's like you can like ignore him. But you can't because he's still a player. You know what I'm saying? So he's still gonna get interviewed and still gonna be able to say what he wants to say. But I ain't mad at him. Do your thing. Do your thing, Freedom. I ain't mad. You free. And you're now a U.S. citizen, so talk your shit.
Yeah. Hey, this is random, but since we're speaking about China, have y'all seen the Chinese tennis player? The woman that just fucking
a little bit
has like gone missing?
So she spoke out against the Chinese government. Is that right?
A government official. She spoke out, said that he sexually assaulted her.
Oh, I didn't realize that it was specific.
Yeah,
I thought it was
specifically
just like
this person sexually. And then after that, like she's dropped out of a tournament that she was in, some tennis tournament, and nobody's heard from her.
She went missing.
But she's put out statements on social, like real cryptic type shit. Like, I'm fine. No, nothing's wrong. I'm okay. Just some weird shit. Like, not even like a video. It's a post. You know what I'm saying? Like very strange. Like people are saying like, yeah, she's She's gone. She's off. Like the World Tennis Association has spoken out saying they're deeply concerned about it. They're not able to get in contact.
Somebody was
with her directly.
Making demands about needing to speak to her directly, or they were going to launch further investigations.
Yeah. Like it's a serious. Not that I know of. No. But it's a serious situation.
Damn. You think Jay Prince got her?
Possibly.
I'm sorry.
I got no difference in it.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
But I thought that was wild.
Absolutely crazy. Because you always hear about stuff like that about those governments being crazy and just do what they want.
Yeah.
That's clearly what's happened.
Yeah.
They clearly
exactly what's happening.
Got rid of her.
That's what it appears to be. I mean,
she might be alive, but they have her.
Like she's posted like some random pictures, and like people have said like, they've done like some fact checking to see exactly when those pictures were taken, and they apparently weren't recent.
Yeah, we're not buying it.
Wow,
we're not buying it.
Say they did a bad job of covering it up. That they got.
That's
post some old pictures. We'll be out.
I think that's just China.
In a statement, like I'll tell you, I forgot. I can't. I gotta find this statement that she posted, but it's so like, I don't know. Generic.
I'm okay.
Yeah. Everything's fine.
Don't look for me. I'm all right.
That's pretty much what it was. Seriously.
Stop looking for me. I'm good.
Yeah, just don't worry about me. I'll be back sometime, maybe not.
I think I've seen this in a documentary before.
And just like randomly dropping out of the tournament and stuff. And you think if you're somebody who comes out and exposes this stuff, you would want to stay in the public light, or you wouldn't just randomly drop out of the tournament because of that. You know what I'm saying? You would. I don't see that happening. You would want to, stand on that shit, and maybe you could bring more attention to it the more you play and stuff like that, and win and stuff like that. Story will start to get steam, but if you don't want it to get steam, what the fuck do you do?
That's what China.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Nip this in the bud.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
And over there, they probably just have everything censored to where like you can't even look up information about her.
Oh yeah.
You can't see nothing. Control the internet and everything.
Yeah, they control all the media and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to cover something up if you're completely in charge of what everybody gets to see.
Nothing about it.
Yeah, so somebody from I guess it's the World Tennis Association, said they have a hard time believing that her name is Ping Shao, or
they don't believe that's her name?
No, they do believe that's her name.
Okay.
They have a hard time actually believing that she wrote that email or that statement.
Because it was in Spanish.
Yeah, probably so.
Like something's off.
Something's not right.
She learned that.
Me gusta.
But yeah, man, I mean,
terrible.
This was supposed to be a serious topic. It is. It's all been me.
Because it was in Spanish.
No, it is a really wild situation, and that is it's honestly scary if you're Chinese, I suppose. Like just the severity of you literally can't even bring attention to something like that because they could literally kill you. Like that's a joke here. You would never actually think that is going to happen to just a normal person, even though we know there's all kinds of shady stuff that's happened in the U.S.
Yeah, people need to be more appreciative of being in America. You can talk all the shit you want and nothing can happen to you besides getting canceled or some stupid shit like that.
Right, yeah, that's your worst fear.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
Get canceled.
You're not going to have the government come after your ass. Well,
look, I won't go full conspiracy here, but people would tell you that that's how those governments came to be. Was the limiting of free speech and more minor things that didn't seem like a big deal at one point until they eventually become crazy dictators. You got Kim Jong-un doing whatever the fuck he wants.
That's Korea.
Banning people from wearing leather so they don't copy his swag. Y'all heard about that?
So they don't copy his swag?
Did he really do that?
Ban the leather over there so that nobody
but he can wear it?
Try to look like
That's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, look up.
That's next level. I'm like the king of this shit.
I'm pretty sure it was Kim Jong-un.
See, that's when we gotta. At that point, we gotta stop this shit. Like we gotta overthrow this motherfucker.
Nobody can wear aviators ever again. Only I can rock these aviators.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
Only I can rock these aviators from now.
I'm not gonna lie.
I would become that person.
That'd be pretty neat. But I mean, you're just an asshole at that point, man. It's like, come on, you're not fit to actually lead a country or to lead people. Like that dictator shit is I don't know. It's wild,
man.
Yeah, right. Wild life to live. To think that in 2021 we still have countries that follow.
Right.
You know,
that is crazy.
One person's thoughts and views are correct.
I don't think they necessarily have a choice.
We're a whole.
I don't think they voted them in.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. It's just millions of people here. It's just like, oh, this one person is the only one that's right. It's crazy. It's crazy that these are the thoughts, or the way we thought things will work for civilization and people to thrive.
Uncivilized.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. No, crazy.
Well, let's do it. Let's get to it. Let's get to football time here.
Who's ball?
Start with Thanksgiving. Did y'all watch games Thanksgiving?
I did. I actually watched all the games.
I did too.
I tried to check in on most of them. I had to. I visited my girl's aunt's house for Thanksgiving. They couldn't find her fucking remote to the TV. It was a bunch of Cowboys fans in there. The game was about to come on at 4:30. They were scrambling. They were doing everything they could.
That's funny.
They were doing everything they could. They was trying to download the remote on their phone, but she don't have any Wi-Fi, so you couldn't connect to the TV. They were fucked. They just ended up watching the game on their phone or whatever. But so I watched it in pieces.
In pieces.
Yeah,
that's a tough day for Thanksgiving to not have the remote.
Oh yeah, they found it the next day. I found a remote the next because I'm telling her the whole time like it's got to be around here in this motherfucker somewhere. She got it somewhere.
Right, like a lot more difficult when you got a house full of people in there trying to look for it.
I guess so. Yeah, you think it'd be easier, but
it's too many people looking.
Well, the Lions Bears was a pretty boring game.
Awful game, but we knew that was going to be an awful game.
It went as expected. Last second,
kind of right though. That was the Lions' chance to get them a dub.
It was.
They fumbled it, of course.
I thought that was it.
It was.
I thought they were going to win.
They should have.
I said today's the day. It's a Thursday, Thanksgiving. Like this lines up. I think they were the home team for the Thursday game. Like how many home teams have lost Thursday night games? Not many.
Had to do 2 TDs, no picks. What more can you ask?
They had too many penalties. They just couldn't get out of their own way, and
that's what bad teams do.
Exactly.
That's just what bad teams do.
Raiders, Cowboys.
Really odd about, I guess it's not really that crazy. Both of them are pretty good running teams, and both of them was shutting each other's running game down.
Couldn't do nothing.
Shit was pissing me off because I had, you know how that go.
Oh yeah,
you know how that go.
Yeah,
the thing that's supposed to happen now. We're not running shit this week.
It was all over Swift, and he had 3 carries for no yards, and then got hurt.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
Rough game there. But we at least got some redemption in the later game, the 4:30 game. Dallas and Las Vegas
was a good one.
Was a fun game, if nothing else.
It was a good one.
A lot of points.
Overtime game.
What's up with the Cowboys, man?
Injuries.
Who's out right now?
Still no Cooper, no CD. I think Zeke was playing a little hurt.
It was all
they're missing. Yeah, they're missing their top 2 wide receivers.
They put up 33 though. Still, how do they give up 36 to the Raiders? Well, it was because of all the penalties.
That and
getting crushed.
I'm not sure their defense is really good.
Sean Jackson strikes again on another team.
Yeah, that's what he does. I'm not sure that defense is really good without
just Diggs.
The turnovers.
Diggs is the one high point that fooled everybody.
But, he's good, but you're not going to catch that run that he was on is not going to, probability is going to win at some point. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Right.
Every game is people going to stop throwing it to you, or they're going to find the weak points. Like you've seen teams have gone at them.
They
more so than anything.
They did it the last time. Well, in this game, they were just attacking that other corner. I don't know what that guy's name is, but they just kept throwing it at him, and he kept getting defensive penalties, deep passing. I think it was Brown.
Yeah.
The penalties were whack, man. Like they were not letting them play. It was both teams had 10 penalties, and both of them were over 100 yards in penalty yardage. Like the refs kind of took that game over, and
apparently that's what that crew does, though. Like they've thrown the most flags. They're consistent with that.
Oh wow,
that crew has thrown the most flags out of any. I guess they tally that shit. I don't know where you looked that up.
I'm gonna have to find out who that crew is.
Ed Hockley's crew. Whatever.
Oh really?
Yeah. They throw the most flags in the NFL so far this season.
Right there.
So
overs.
Yeah. I mean, but you can't sit there and blame it on the refs necessarily because they did call it equally. It's pretty even. It wasn't one sided at all. But I just hate that. I hate it. It just drags a game so much, and it just feels like you kill momentum so much with flags and stuff. It just makes the game kind of unenjoyable and shit.
Well, and there was a lot of clutch or key moments, especially in the fourth quarter, and in overtime.
Yeah.
And you get the defense to make a big stop somewhere and get off the field, they give a little ticky-tack penalty. Like, I mean, that's a massive
fucking first down.
Yeah, it kills the drives. It kills overtime. It's just rough. But I'm never going to cry when the Cowboys lose.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was always great, especially a heartbreaker, too, at the end of the game.
Crushed.
I love it.
Crushed.
I love it. But I don't know. I mean, of course, you're not expecting much for the Raiders. Like I said, Deshaun Jackson, man, that dude is an amazing athlete.
He really is.
Just to be so old and still be able to completely run by people.
Everybody.
When you know that's what he's going to do.
That's the only thing he can do.
He has one route.
He's done it for years, bro. Again, I will always say this. He is the best deep threat in NFL history. I don't care what nobody says. I know Randy Moss is a great player, but Randy Moss is a great all-around wide receiver. Just specifically that one job nobody else can do it or has done it like Deshaun Jackson on a consistent basis year after year. He just can't stay healthy.
That's a lot.
I'm just saying.
He's deep threat of all time.
Of all time, bro.
Yeah, he does it when he gets wide the fuck open, but Randy was doing it with 2-3 guys on him.
Yeah, but like I said, Randy you can get him the ball anywhere.
He catching no ball over nobody.
But you can get him the ball anywhere on the field.
Yeah, sure. I'm saying
he's one of the best wide receivers.
His greatest thing was being the deep threat.
No doubt, he's one of the all-time great wide receivers, regardless of what you deep threat, slant routes, whatever. You get the ball to into Randy's hands.
Right.
He has one job. Everybody knows what the fuck Deshaun Jackson is going to do on the field.
It's a fact.
It's not a trick, it's not a decoy. He is out here to run a go or post. That's it. Right. And he beats people every time doing the shit. I'm just saying.
And it doesn't matter what team he goes to. It's just the same.
You just got to check it.
The Rams
same thing over and over and over.
And guys normally lose a step. He just... even if he has, it's not noticeable.
He might have gained a step.
All he needs is about 2 plays of those a season, and then he stays hurt for like 5-6 weeks.
That's his problem. That's his issue. As soon as you hit him,
he'll ball out, and then it's over.
As soon as you hit him, he's out of the game.
Yeah.
He takes a good,
There's
decent
a reason why
shot.
he only runs one route. He's not crossing the field. He's not doing that.
Yeah, you don't want him to do that.
He's not doing that at all.
You don't want him to do that.
Boy, it's tiny.
Yeah.
He's not built for that part of the game.
Not at all.
7-on-7, I'm sure that motherfucker's a dog. I'm sure he's unstoppable in 7-on-7. Well, I mean, he's built like a paperclip, so he's gonna get folded up every now and then. That's gonna happen.
Got it right.
I like
a lawn chair.
Yeah,
I like that. Well, Bills Saints was a blowout. Honestly, I don't even remember much from it, except for I lost my bets all day that day, and then threw a random bet on Dawson Knox for the first touchdown and hit for 360.
Same.
Oh, nice.
Same.
It's a dub.
Had a terrible day.
That dude's been good, though. I picked him up on
Knox has
fantasy.
been the guy every time they get in the red zone.
I know.
He's going to hit him. He did it. Did it twice, actually. I won twice on that.
Yeah. I picked him up on my fantasy team. That was huge. I still don't. I mean, I'm watching that game like, I know the Bills blew them out, but the Bills aren't good. That's what my takeaway from the game was, is the Bills are not that good. That's what I remember saying. And I know
it gets really dicey when we get into that good and stuff. I know what you're saying, but I don't know if I know what you're saying. Like, do you think they're bad?
Good as far as what?
No, I don't think they're a bad team. I just don't think they're
non-Super Bowl contender.
Definitely, I wouldn't put them in that category at all.
Kind of put them in the second tier category right now, but I think they could be a Super Bowl contender.
I'm not buying it. I just don't see it. Like, again, until they can run the ball consistently on teams, and then I don't think they're going to be a good team this year. Or overall, I don't think they win a playoff game. I'll put it that way. They make the playoffs, of course. They don't win a playoff game.
I mean, is there a team that you're sure of that in the AFC? Everybody's just...
There's a couple teams I bet on right now. I like the way they play football.
I'd like to hear who those teams are.
I'm not going to tell you, bitch.
I would too. I was going to ask that anyway.
I'm not going to fucking tell you.
I'm not going to ask that anyway. I'm not going to ask that anyway. I'm not going to fucking tell you. I was going to ask that anyway. I'm not going to fucking tell you. 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 I'm
That's it for Thanksgiving?
Well, next week, I believe I saw this correct. Next week is Patriots Bills.
Yep.
So we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out pretty soon.
The Patriots should whoop their ass.
If they get whooped, then at that point,
yeah, the Patriots should
not
whoop
say
them up.
that you're on to something.
That's what we want.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what you want.
That's what we fucking want.
I'm kind of over this already. I hope the Bills take you. This is very.
This
is way too similar to the Warriors conversation that we just had, where the Warriors were supposed to have some downtime after their run, and the same thing is true about the Patriots.
Took a year off.
All of a sudden, y'all are back and looking unstoppable, and I fucking hate it.
Right.
That's where I'm at.
So is that what we get to?
Yeah, let's do it.
6 straight.
It's annoying.
143, 148. Point differential last 6 games.
Retarded.
Defense locking down.
Yeah.
Problem for any QB that steps back.
Who'd y'all even play this week?
Titans. The leading team in the AFC.
That's right.
Number 1 team in the AFC. How do you
we knew what was up with the Titans.
They were the number 1 team in the AFC.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Just leave it at that.
I was just saying. We done talked about the Titans a couple weeks now. None of us ever believed in the Titans.
No Henry, Jones, or Brown.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
The wins count.
But it certainly does. Didn't Tannehill throw a few picks?
Yeah. Threw one. He had to because the running back got off a little bit, didn't he?
He did. My boy,
never even heard of it.
I've seen that one play.
DK was telling me about this Hiller dude. He was like, I think he can step in and feel like a Derrick Henry type, bro. I was like, what are you talking about? Then he runs for 131 yards and a touchdown on us. I'm like,
I almost picked him.
He broke one for like 68 yards.
How many carries?
It's 12.
I almost picked him up.
He had a 68 yarder though.
Right.
That was a crazy.
But without that, it's
that's
11
still pretty good
for
average.
60 or something, or 11 for 50.
He was doing his thing. That was really kind of like most of their offense was him that day. But we held it down, kept him out the end zone like we supposed to. But
the Patriots are getting turnovers, man. They're getting turnovers.
That's what we create them
every week
and not having them.
Yeah. I mean, that's a winning formula. That's all you need.
Yeah.
You need a tangible winning formula.
The issue I have is we weren't doing a good job of completing drives. We got to the red zone like 5 or 6 times. We was like one touchdown out of 5 or 6 times. We kept getting field goals. I don't like that shit. We got to finish them drives. Yeah, we could have been and easily had like 50 points on them easily. How many times we got to the red zone? But
that's got to feel pretty damn good putting up 36 and feeling like you left points on the board.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Must be nice.
We're now currently the number 2 team in the AFC, and right now at this day and time, I think we're capable of contending for this ring. I think we're capable of taking the AFC at this point.
Like 2 weeks ago, I'd have probably said you're stupid.
Right.
At this point,
that's why I waited. I waited a couple more.
It's hard to argue that. As far as like just being a contender, I'm not saying y'all are the favorites, but at this point, like confidence wise, Patriots are probably the team I would be most confident in week to week, and I think I'm back on the Chiefs again. But
playing playoff ready football right now, and I like it.
I mean the Chiefs I think are the best team overall, but like again,
overall. Do you know we got the number 1 defense in the league right now, right?
I'm just saying, bro. This is my opinion. This is not your time.
No, it's still my time.
Yours.
I'm not trying to take it from you, but it's still my time.
This is not your time, brother.
We have the number 1 defense in the league, so let's not do that.
As far as again, I haven't even finished my thought yet.
Just getting that out there.
I haven't finished it.
I'll let you get that off.
Oh, you're still talking. You're still talking.
Put some respect.
So like, they do have the most tangible winning formula in the AFC at least. I mean, it's
consistent.
Right, it's consistent. So if you want to bet on a team, you will bet on the Patriots just because it's like, hey, just probability of things is they're going to have generally this kind of same outcome every time because this is how they do it. So I don't know. It's like I said, they have the most tangible winning formula right now in the AFC. So it's hard to not count them as one of the best teams. I would still probably go with the Chiefs just because, they've turned it around the last couple of weeks.
Monday night.
The Ravens are technically the number 1 team in the AFC right now.
Is that what happened?
The Ravens are technically the number 1 seed, but man, it's a lot of gum and what do people hold shit together with too? I mean, not glue. That's like a permanent thing. There you go, gum and tape on that shit. Smoke and mirrors.
Oh, with the Ravens.
Yeah.
That game was sick.
They've had too many close games, and I get that they're winning them.
Right.
But it's some
bad teams.
Yeah, they've had a lot of close games, so it's hard to believe in them. You got to give them like a pat on the back for doing all that they've done with. I think that they had like 19 players on IR or some shit. It's in the teens. The amount of players they have on IR is like 13 or some shit like that. I don't know, but I mean, you got to congratulate them for that. But at the same time, that shit's gonna fall apart at a certain point. I do think the Bengals probably need to be looked at a little bit as a decent team.
I thought you needed Lockett.
No, I need him not to get 20 points.
Oh, well.
I need Lockett not to get 20
There's
points.
4.
And you leaving this motherfucker wide open like that is going to fuck me up.
What were you saying about the Bengals, though?
They're a good team. They're not bad.
Did they just sweep y'all this year?
Yeah, we're fucking swept by the Bengals, dog.
Swept by the Bengals.
Something, I mean, honestly, I know they said it happened in 2009. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
It's something that I remember losing to the Bengals plenty of times. Some bad losses. Normally they're pretty close games.
Yeah.
But Bengals teams I've hated losing to them for Vontaze Burfict and shit like that. But this is the worst loss in the Tomlin era.
Going with it. Well, I gotta ask you a question. Of course, you give us your thoughts on the game or whatever. But
what? Mixing that 165 yards.
Oh yeah, we can get it. We
go
can
ahead
get
and give your thoughts on the game.
Running backs is getting busy on y'all, bro.
Go ahead.
Oh, the Steelers' rush defense is the absolute worst in the NFL. No, like literally, statistically,
Behind the Chargers.
it's the worst in the NFL. We gave up 200 plus to the Lions. We gave up 150 plus to the Chargers. 3 weeks in a row, we've given up 150 plus rushing yards on the ground. And it's hard for me to. It's not just one person. It's not just one player.
I was to say, like, just because TJ Watt not there, like, y'all letting people put 200 rushing yards?
Steelers are
crazy,
right?
No, yes, TJ played. You could definitely tell he was injured, but he played. He played the full game. But it's more than that. Steelers are missing 2 key pieces on their defensive line, but that can't be an excuse at this point because we've been missing those key pieces all season.
Yeah,
Stephon Tuitt hasn't played a snap.
I got Gerald Everett.
Tyson Alualu, he went out early in the year. So at this point, it's coaching and talent. You know what they say? It's the Willies. It's not the X's and the O's. It's the Willies and the Joes. It's both for the Steelers. It's both. The Willies and the Joes are not good, and the X's and the O's are not making them look any better. That's just the plain and simple fact of it. It's really a hard watch. I watched the entire game, and it's not. The Steelers don't do. It's just like really last week or the Bengals game, but they don't do anything well. On offense or defense.
You know what I enjoy about this the most? It's like our teams have done a complete flip from last year. Y'all went on that undefeated streak and was fucking people up, and we was having a hard time putting up points and getting beat. Now look at this. Look how far we came.
Well, I mean, at least you guys were competitive. It just bothers me. The loss doesn't bother me. It bothers me that the Steelers were not competitive, and that tells me it's a lot to do with schemes and coaches. You knew what guys you had coming into the game. You knew what talent you had. You knew that the run defense needed to improve. The schemes are not good enough. The players are not good enough. And ultimately, I don't know. I lay this at Mike Tomlin's feet. And of course, it's Ben Roethlisberger, man. Again, the Steelers are not going to be a good team until Ben Roethlisberger retires. It's just he's a statue. He takes a 3-step drop. Every time, as a defender or a pass rusher, it's the easiest target to hit in football. It's a 3-step drop. It's the dummy drill. All you got to do is rush to the spot. Seriously.
He's going to go there.
All you have to do is, you could practice that, and he's going to be in this spot every pass play. Seriously. I mean, how hard could it be for an edge rusher? Your offensive line then has to play perfect. And you can't ask from this mediocre bunch. Well, I mean, Steelers has some good players. We'll still win some games. I'm not sure how many more games they can win.
Did you want to pay out on that 500 bet yet?
No, not
wait
yet.
until it's not okay.
Not
wait
yet.
for it to be official.
I don't think it was 500. Was it 500? We bet 9 games.
Same thing.
I bet 9 and 8. But they can. The most Steeler thing to do would be for these fuckers to finish 8-1 in a fucking 17 game season.
I'd take that.
Fucking 8-1, and that's what we're trending towards.
I'll take that. Yeah.
How do you rank the 4 teams in the AFC North right now?
We're better than the Browns, but no. I mean, clearly, I would say it's the Bengals, Ravens.
That's what I was most curious about.
And Steelers, yeah. After that, so yeah, I mean, like I said, they're better than.
Do you have any thoughts on the Bengals?
I think the Bengals are good. I like Joe Mixon. I think they're built well as far as offensively. They got 3 pretty good wide receivers there that you have to account for. But I think it just starts with Joe Mixon, though. You got to be able to stop Joe Mixon. If you can stop Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow really doesn't scare me. Still, I think he can be an efficient quarterback. I don't think he's great or nothing like that. He can get the ball where it needs to be, but he's prone to some mistakes if you put him in that situation. First, you have to stop the run. As long as you stop the run, they can be had just like anybody else. But it's just something that the Steelers are not good at right now, stopping the run, and it's very hard to watch because that's supposed to be Steelers football 101. Is stopping the run. 41 points, dog. Steelers haven't allowed back-to-back 40-point games since 1989.
Sheesh.
Right. These type of things. How many times have I come on this podcast each week and said things that have never fucking happened?
It's like every week, like, oh, y'all thought we was done with the records?
Well, that have never fucking happened.
75.
Get it again.
I'm just saying, bro. This is certain things. It's like, okay, it's getting to the point where it's unacceptable. And at what point it's not going to happen? What point do you bench Ben? You know, and
at this point, you got to ride it on out now.
Yeah, I guess right. It's not going to happen. You gonna do, but I feel like a Lakers fan at the end of Kobe's career. This is how they had to have felt.
Yep.
It's like we're not actually doing anything. We're just watching this. Like he's still. I mean, I get that his legacy.
I see what you comparison with, but like.
But let me clarify this.
Y'all got pieces.
Kobe is a much better player than Ben at the end of his career than Ben is at the end of his career.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like Kobe can still do some Kobe-like things every now and then. Ben, it's very rare, far and few in between. But I mean, ultimately, it's just like, are we really competing? Yeah. Are we? You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like even if the Steelers were to happen to make it into the playoffs, what do we think is going to happen? You know, they don't really have a shot at beating anybody. You know what I'm saying? Or making a run.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of how I feel right now about the Steelers. It's just kind of we're spinning tires, and it's kind of hard to think that anything will change at this point of the season because if it could, then you would have already done it. You know, you don't have any other players to go to make this run game better. The guys are the guys.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Is what it is.
Yeah, well, most everything you said applies to me too. I'm not going to give you all this nonsense like Carl did. Not that it was nonsense, but I'm not giving you all this that Carl did. The Panthers suck. It is what it is. We're moving on.
Wait.
Ask whatever questions you want. I'll answer them, but that's the analysis I've
I didn't watch the game.
Anything else.
So I had to really know. I saw the numbers, 5 for 21.
Yeah, I say something. I'm sorry. I meant to put it in the chat, but this shit was fucking hilarious when I seen it.
Yeah,
I died.
Cam.
I was like, yo, why they do Cam like that?
All right, so we're thinking that this was supposed to be a great week for Cam. Coming off, if you're playing against a very like mediocre at best Falcons team. So you think, hey, Cam should have. They played the Falcons, right?
Played the Dolphins.
Oh, sorry, Dolphins.
No.
My bad. No, they have the Falcons coming up or something.
Yeah, we got the Falcons next in 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, the Dolphins are a little bit better. Well, actually, they're not, right? Their record sucks.
They won. I think this is either their fourth or fifth win in a row. They're not a good team,
Right.
Their defense is solid, and Tua's been back-to-back games over 85% completion or something.
Yeah.
So they've started.
Yeah, he's looked good.
Tua's
looked pretty good, but
they suck too. They're not a good team.
Yeah, what I'm saying is though I don't know how bad was it. I saw the numbers 5 for 20, 5 for 21. But how bad really was it? Like, was it these a lot of tip balls, or this just Cam
to be
not being
honest
accurate?
with you, when I watched, I didn't notice that it was that bad.
Okay.
I saw the stats afterwards, and I was like, I mean, that might be one of the worst quarterback performances of the entire year of any quarterback.
It's they said it's the worst for MVP.
Yeah, so that makes sense. But
Respect.
I don't know.
In NFL history, though.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I don't know I don't know how to answer the question.
I mean, was it as bad? My question is just: was it as bad as it looked? And you said it's probably.
I would say not as bad, but it was certainly. I mean, it looked bad.
Right.
It didn't look good, and I found out later it was bad. It looked bad, and I found out it was historically bad. But there was one interception where he just was trying to go too deep downfield. It just was underthrown. It was what it was. The second interception was a terrible throw.
It's a bad
that the cornerback had made the cut before the receiver even did. There's no idea what Cam was looking at.
Yeah, watching that game, I had a lot of flashbacks of what he did for us last year.
That
he was just
terrible.
missing targets. It was just it's painful to watch.
Yeah, I honestly don't. I'll find out next game.
Right.
I'll find out next game if my thoughts on Cam are delusional or if I'm on track.
You could definitely tell they tried to open the playbook a little bit more this week for sure.
Yeah, I guess you could say that they look fucking garbage. The defense sucks now too. So
Maybe they should take a page out of Army's playbook and
maybe
just run the veer.
Maybe it's worth a shot.
Like let's
McCaffrey. He done for this season.
Oh yeah. Also heard that today too. So
yeah, I seen that.
Crazy. Let's tank for the next quarterback.
Crazy.
At this point, though, what are you doing with McCaffrey, though? This was 3 seasons in a row.
Or what are you gonna do?
I mean, you're not gonna.
You can't
might have to cut him.
You can't cut him.
You can't cut him.
You can't cut it. You sit here and you hope that the last 2 seasons go better.
Yeah, at this point, it's kind of like
I guess, but is it
all it's taking now is for his production when he's on the field to drop, and then he's gonna be in the same position Cam was in, staying injured every season. It's like, all right.
Yeah, but
the fact that when he still plays, he's still productive.
Right.
So
He's
like,
clearly an elite
when the production
player.
starts to slip, it's like, all right. Now
what's this injury that he had?
Said ankle. I didn't see anything more.
Well, it sucks, man. I did want to say this one thing. I forgot about this, about how bad Ben is, and people making excuses for Ben. I'm sorry. I got to get this off before I go. But did you guys see the deep ball that he threw to, it was like the second possession that he threw to Chase Claypool that was intercepted?
Yep.
You saw that? And the excuse was it must have been a miscommunication. Ben was going for the back shoulder. And then Ben after the game.
I did see that. I remember
and then Ben after the game was like, it was just miscommunication thing. He went inside and I was thinking he'd go outside, so I threw it a little too early and all these fucking excuses. Like, we gotta stop that bullshit. Like, you throw a back shoulder when a guy's when it's like it's contested. When the cornerback is on the guy's body.
I think I said this a couple weeks ago. Y'all are enabling Ben. I don't think nobody's telling Ben that you fucking up.
Yeah, you don't throw it. Chase was running right. He was running down the fucking field.
I think nobody tells him he's fucking up.
The guy, Chase was.
But there's
the
no
guy was.
point in it.
It was no point to throw a back shoulder. Right. Chase was run. You throw the ball. Here's the fucking touchdown. Right. You throw the ball out there and it's a touchdown. There was no point to throw. Even if you had, there's no play that says we're going to throw the back shoulder here. We're not in the fucking red zone.
But
it's not a play that exists. This is the back shoulder play.
Isn't this the same thing?
It's a judgment call
that you were just saying though. Like, that's the quarterback you've got out there though. Why is he even throwing that? Why is he throwing something deep?
I don't know.
That's the quarterback he is now. So
yeah, I mean,
it's just such a shitty spot to be in.
Yeah,
because I don't think like being overly critical is going to do anything. He's clearly going to finish the year and be done.
Right.
I mean, you're just in a You're in a breakup with a quarterback that you've still got a lease with, and you've got to finish the last 6 months.
This thing you said, y'all hold on to a player too long thing.
Yeah, we do.
Nah, bro.
It's the other side of
Tom Brady. That's the only person you hold on for a little bit longer. As far as anybody else, when the time is up, the time is up, bro. You got to move on.
It's the steal away.
Take that dead year and rebuild and get your situation back together. You got to take that L.
But I'm fine with watching it, but I'm just saying it's laughable at certain points, and people will go out there and really make it. Oh, that was on Chase clip. Chase is fucking open. Hit the open receiver. That's the quarterback's job. The receiver's job is to get open. You don't fucking just throw a back shoulder when there's no need. It's like that is a judgment. It's not a play for it that says throw the back shoulder pass. It's something I had to get off. I'm sorry. Oh, and I'm sorry. One more, man. One more about Ben. I'm sorry. Well, look, we got time. We ain't got shit else to talk about. One more about Ben. Minka Fitzpatrick comes out there, makes a interception, a great play at the end of the half, and what does Ben do the very fucking next play?
Throws another one.
Throws a pick six.
Yeah.
At that point, you sit the man down. You say, "Oh, look." This is hard to watch. I wanted to cry, but I can't. I can't do that because I'm a man.
They didn't bench him.
I gotta stay strong.
They never benched him.
That's what I've been told all my life.
Get this guy a therapist.
Yeah,
because you just want to come vent these Steelers pain out.
I love it. It's really
Fuck it. I'm coming back to me then.
I love it.
The one thing I have to keep in mind about the Panthers is I had said all year that I wanted them to go 7-10, and I would be ecstatic. They're at 5-7.
Yeah, so
it's disgusting the last month and a half because they were good early on, but hey, if they get to 7-10, that was still the original goal. Fuck it though.
It's there. It's in reach.
It is. Eagles Giants was absolutely disgusting game.
Nasty.
I don't think that one's worth talking about.
I didn't even realize the Giants won. Eagles are such a hot and cold team. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Jalen Hurts played
that
really
shit
bad.
pissed me off.
He had 3 interceptions and like 100 yards total passing. So that was gross. Falcons, Jags, we certainly don't need to talk about. Same with Jets, Texans. Chargers, Broncos. Are the Broncos decent? They're not a good team. I understand that. But they're beating good teams on a somewhat fairly regular basis, and they're 6-5 right now.
And didn't Teddy Bridgewater miss a lot of time? I know Drew Lock played some.
That's all I know.
Came in and threw a pick.
Come in here
Quickly.
They probably snatched my boy up after that. Like, look, we'll rather put a concussed Teddy back in there than
That's definitely what happened.
have you in that motherfucker.
Their defense seems to be like
I think it's the defense.
top notch.
Yeah, I mean, they can play.
It's either that or we just need to accept that the Chargers are frauds.
I think both are true.
Yeah.
I think both are true. Because the Chargers consistently lose games that they should be winning. They're not a
right.
good
They're way
team.
too talented to be in these positions. On offense and defense, they have playmakers.
No sense.
And for some reason, it's
Really
just
no
like not
excuses.
coming together.
Yeah.
What y'all think about the Colts and the Bucks, though?
I said before we started, the Colts are like the lowest record or ranking in the playoff picture team that I feel like is still a really good team.
Because of that defense.
It is.
I picked them to win this game, but I guess
I
you
did
should
too.
never bet against Brady after he comes off a loss.
I did too.
It's not Brady, man. It's
Jonathan Taylor.
It was Fournette turned into Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
Fournette
was
crazy.
They swapped. Honestly, I mean, I guess Jonathan Taylor ended up having a pretty decent day.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Early on, he really. But I think I saw it was like 8 rushes for like 20-something yards or something like that.
Well, their rush defense is letting up. They're first in rushing defense and is by a wide margin. Tampa doesn't give up rushing yards. I was shocked to see he got up to 86 yesterday.
I was going to say for the Colts too, though.
Yeah, they're one of the top rushing
So it's
defense.
wild that Fournette go crazy on them.
That is true.
But, you know.
Were they all rushing touchdowns that he had?
3 rushing, 1 receiving.
I mean, we're getting 4 out of Fournette.
Yeah,
Good luck.
It's nuts.
Good luck stopping that
On
team.
bench, but I guess it really didn't matter.
All right, well, there's not that many games. There's a couple other games that were decent. San Francisco and Green Bay both look like really good teams.
Yeah.
I'm sure that we'll talk more in depth about them over the next few weeks.
That's a fact.
R.I.P. Virgil. What's his last name? Abloh?
Abloh.
That shit came out of nowhere.
Super random.
Yeah.
Said he had cancer?
There's another Chadwick Boseman thing, which ironically today's Chadwick Boseman's birthday.
Oh, that's
wow. It's wild.
Super weird.
Said he had cancer for the last couple of years, was, keeping it to himself and his family.
I've been seeing all the album artwork and stuff that Virgil was a part of.
Yeah, he did a lot.
I know his name, to be honest with you, like from hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
And I know he did some Off-White or whatever, but I never really knew much about him. So I was a little bit shocked to see how many of those projects he was at least affiliated with the artwork.
He was a designer in a lot of different ways, other than just clothes and shoes and shit.
Yeah, just creative mind.
Yeah, definitely a creative. Contributed a lot. He got a lot of jokes off on him. 2 Virgils and whatnot for the $50 he donated, and a bunch of little things. A lot of songs, a lot of name drops. A lot of name drops the last few years.
Yeah, for sure.
Couldn't listen to a song while somebody talking about some Off-White or Virgil shit. Virgil designing something they did.
I never have a Virgil in my circle.
You know what I'm saying? What's that?
That's Drake.
Okay.
I never have a Virgil in my circle, and something about how he did something.
Like a shot.
It was a good bar. I remember that.
It was a fire bar. It was just like make it seem like that he's not, I don't know, as the creative mind that he is. Like he's pretty much saying I never have somebody like that in my circle and wouldn't allow him to flourish to his full potential.
This is your RIP?
Yeah, that's my RIP.
Appreciate that call.
they might. You should just write on shit and put quotation marks around this. It's crazy.
That is weird.
I seen him write on 2 bricks for West Side Gun one time.
I don't get it.
It's kind of fire.
I guess. I don't get it. But rest in peace to him. It's always sad news.
R.I.P. Virgil for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Sad story.
Well, I guess we get to these samples then.
Yes, we can.
Let's do it.
I mess this up every week though.
Oh.
If you're on the YouTube,
yay!
No samples for you. I'm sorry, turn into the audio, but we still appreciate your watch, listen, like, and all that other stuff. So we'll be back next week. If you're on the audio, stay tuned. We got these samples coming.
Peace.
Deuces.